Since we're not going to miss the sun disk this morning as it rises, I want to start inside, and maybe then we'll go outside as well. I want to ask you a question. How do you imagine Joseph looked? What was he like? What kind of a person was he like? And there's a wonderful artistic expression here I will share with you now, here in the little chapel here called St. Joseph's Chapel. And today the readings are chosen because of the memory of St. Joseph. Here you see it written in Arabic, Hebrew and English. So we're going to go into St. Joseph's Chapel here and turn on the light, just one of the lights. And we see St. Joseph has a ring in his finger. And this very strong lily that's not a grass anymore, it's more like a tree. And his very strong hands, the worker, Joseph the worker, the carpenter, construction, the light, because he's bathed in light, in God's light. He's coming from light, his whole life. As much as there was darkness in his life, fleeing from Herod, accepting a wife who was pregnant and he was not the father, this big challenge. I'd like to have stayed longer, but I didn't want to disturb Father Daniel in his prayer. I didn't realize he was there. He's very patient, and I presumed to speak a little bit there at that moment, just to give you some introductory points to understand to appreciate, to take in that rendering of Joseph. An amazing character who lives by faith. I wonder if there was any person in history that received a more sensitive and challenging mission. He was entrusted with the Word incarnate, in God in all his power, exposed himself in all our fragility to all of our passions of broken humanity. That great risk of becoming man and dwelling among us. And then in those societies, the exposure Mary dealt with as a pregnant mother on her own would have been unthinkable. And so Joseph's amazing role, and we never hear the word he says, but he always does God's will. It's also interesting that the man who was chosen for such a role was not a king, not a professor, not a lawyer, not a doctor. He was just a regular worker, doing regular stuff that people need one of the basic needs, besides food and water, is shelter and housing, providing practical support for the possibility of life. Construction. How many people have worked in construction? My dad was a carpenter. His name was Patrick Joseph. My mother also was Anna Josephine, indicating the great awareness of God's people to the role that this personality, this man, was assigned. And no wonder we have the commentary on David. David's heart was so sensitive to God. As much as he was wildly led by a bunch of his passions, he was also a man that was listening to God and responsive to God in his heart. And this is clearly Joseph. And then we see Abraham in the second reading. It's very interesting that almost 2,000 years after Abraham, Paul is commenting on Abraham, the great heritage of that man of faith. And we are all children of Abraham. And the contact with David today is about the son of David sitting on his throne, David as father of the king. And people would look at Jesus and say, you are the son of Joseph. They didn't know the whole story. And so he was attributed to be the son of Joseph. And Joseph's responsibility and his humility and his acceptance of God's plan. Many times parents have to accept developments in their children's lives. Some are positive and very sensational and appreciated, and others are very difficult. Maybe the police are calling. Maybe there's an issue, an illness, an addiction, a dysfunctionality, not in the normal measure of society, but eyebrows are raised and more than eyebrows. Crucify him, crucify him. The pathway of parents are brought through their children's lives. And of course there was extraordinary blessing for Joseph to share life and living with Mary, blessed among women. Another person completely open to God's plan and docile, ready to accept God's will and fulfill it. And that's a great blessing in life. We should appreciate people around us who are saying yes to God, who are answering the call, who are generous. That's a great support for us. It's a great blessing. And so Joseph was obviously also equipped by God with all the grace he needed to fulfill his mission. And we see in his hour of great need, his interior trial of discernment, God didn't leave him lacking in grace to understand his will. Sometimes we have hours of darkness. We don't see clearly what we're actually supposed to be doing. But in prayer and good counsel, the Lord provides us many a help in life so that we can fulfill the missions assigned to us, the tasks, the challenges, the moments in life, also the end of life moments of relatives and of our own life. Grace will not be lacking. To live in the light of God, to come from the light of God, to carry the light of God, and without big words, Joseph doing this with great simplicity, great love, great fidelity, no big drama, fulfilling the mission. Great qualities. In a world today that celebrates a lot of sensation and pomp and ceremony, there we have just pure simplicity and humility. Amazing. People, God bless you. See you later, alligators. Our favorite line there when it's cloudy is, you can be the sunshine, the sunrise in your family today. God bless you. Be one of those people in life that gives support to others by answering God's call in your life through kindness and goodness and simplicity and service, being there. That interior stability through grace and living in God's presence. God bless you.